What's up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the Wise Take MLB DFS podcast. I'm your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK013, and I am joined once again by the triple OG of the Wise Take Nation on 4th of July Eve, Independence Day Eve, if you will, by the Patio Joe. You can find him on Twitter at Patio Joe Ref. Joey, my man, good to have you a night before Audie Fulton is like halfway released, I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm assuming you're doing so forth, and I'm assuming like there may be a couple Audie moments. So, is that right?
Right now Audie Fulton is somewhat hibernating.
Is that right?
He is, he's always lurking, kind of like Voldemort. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of like, always in the backgrounds if you're a Harry Potter fan there.
Well, let me ask you a question. I'm not a Harry Potter guy, but my wife is a huge Harry Potter fan. Isn't that the guy you're not supposed to say his name?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You don't really like. If my wife was in the other room right now and she heard us say Audie,
I see.
Like, don't say his name.
No.
See what I mean? Like, Audie is.
I get you.
Lurking.
I get you.
He's always in the shadows. He's always inside. The scary thing about it is we are very scared that one of our children might have. You know how we said that Audie is responsible for one of the twins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's two me. So obviously, there's one of them. Nate is all Patio Joe.
Yeah.
But Audie, unfortunately, I think it's my daughter, and that is
scary.
If she has Audie Fulton inside, like, that is just like I'm gonna keep her locked in the room, and it's just gonna be bad because if she has that kind of,
bravado, if you will,
yes, inside of her, oh, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna keep me up late at night. That's for sure.
That's scary.
I know. I'm like convinced that Audie Fulton is like my daughter has been. He's responsible for her. She is so mischievous, gets into everything. Wow. I mean everything, buddy. I mean you have no idea.
Man.
Trust me.
That's wild, man.
Yeah,
that's wild. Hey. So what are you doing for the 4th? Anything big? Barbecuing at the house, or are you going to someone else?
No, we're having everybody come over here to our house because we have a nice view, so we can basically see fireworks for like 2 hours in my house.
Sweet.
So, and then the twins go to sleep early, so everybody else can stay later. But if we go over to somebody's house, we gotta leave by like 7:00. So
I see. So let me ask you. I know, like, I can imagine, like, we're hosting also at my house, and so in the morning I'm gonna have a lot of stuff I gotta do. But I'm gonna be playing on DraftKings only 2 slates, the early and the night slate. On FanDuel, there's 3 different slates because they decided to chop up that early slate. Which one, if any, will you be playing?
I will play the one that I'll be able to do the most research for when the twins are taking their nap.
So the night slate, most likely.
Maybe, yeah. We'll see. Yeah.
Because for you, it's not night. For you, it's like evening. It's like 4.
It's afternoon.
Right? Yes. Interesting. For this show, for the site content tomorrow, we're going to do the main content, the GBP article, cash article, and the Wise stream. For the early slate, which is, we're going to do it around 10 in the morning because we have to cover the FanDuel. FanDuel really made it difficult. Like, just do the same stuff. I mean, making things inconsistent. But because they switched it up like that, we're going to do this podcast for the night slate because that is one thing that is consistent on both sites. So again, on Wise Take, we'll have an article for the main slate. It'll just be one covering both that I write. We will have our usual content for the early slate. So that's for DraftKings. It doesn't start till 2. FanDuel, the first one starts at 1, so Eastern. So keep that in mind. So Wise stream at 10 o'clock, roughly. We'll have article coverage for the first one, and then we'll have one article for the main, and that's it. But for this show, ladies and gentlemen, we want to give all you guys plenty of opportunity to listen to it. So we're going to cover the 4-game night slate, Joey. Cash games, as we normally start off with. SP1.
Yeah, it makes it easy tomorrow. It is Hyun-Jin Ryu against the Padres. Don't overthink anything. It's a 4-game slate. Look at everybody else on the slate, and if you tell me somebody else is safer, Ha! You're wrong. Okay, it's just not going to happen. Hyunjin Ryu is the safest put on the board. Lock him in SP1 on FanDuel and on DraftKings. It's just tomorrow. Just don't get cute in cash if you're going to play cash.
Word up. I'm with it. No arguments here. SP2 for DraftKings. We don't have like any stable cheap guys. What are your thoughts there?
I would go with just a double pay up with either Lance Lynn or Soroka. I know that they're not in great spots. I know that they're not in great ballparks, but with everything else everybody else that's pitching below them, there's nobody else safer, and I'm just going to eat it and go with Ryu or Lynn or Ryu or Soroka.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I don't see a cheap guy that I'd be willing to roll the dice with in a cash game, so I think that's what we're looking at. And I think Soroka is the preferred choice right now, being that Philly does strike out and the Angels really don't. Although, you can make an argument to flip that in tournaments because of how good Lance Lynn's been.
Exactly.
Speaking of tournaments, Joe, do any of these other guys, aside from Soroka and Ryu, look interesting to you for a tournament?
Well, I think Lynn definitely has some great tournament appeal on FanDuel because I think most people just go to Ryu, but Lynn has been one of the best pitchers in baseball the last month.
He's been very good, yes.
Yeah, it's just he's pitched. His last start up against the Rays, 8 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts. 2 starts before then, he had 9 strikeouts against Cleveland, 8 strikeouts against Boston. These are decent offenses that he's doing it against. So it's not like the cheap offenses. Obviously, he still has a 4.32 ERA, and he can get hit, and it's in a decent ballpark against the Angels that do not strike out that much, and they are quite hot running on emotion right now. But I think in GBPs he offers a great upside, great strikeout upside, and somebody that you've seen him put up 50 and 60s multiple times this year, so he could do it tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I agree. I think Soroka feels safer in cash, but I think Land does have a higher ceiling. Pivoting away, it's ugly, man. Stroman's look good and he's cheap, so you can consider. But the Red Sox are just a team that's just not fun to attack. And aside from today, they didn't do great today, but they were pretty damn hot and carry over from England. High monster scores, obviously. And then when they came home, their first game put up 10 runs against Toronto. But I guess he would be the next name pitcher. Stroman's typically a guy that we think is somewhat safe. I just don't like doing it against the Red Sox. Canning is the most interesting. Today, when we thought Canning was pitching, we wanted to attack him with the Rangers. But all of a sudden, you take away all those other pitchers, and you're like, is anybody going to get strikeouts? I still think I like the Ranger bats, but they may end up being the chalk. Any interest at all in maybe a leverage with Canning? And I can't even believe I'm saying this because I was willing to go. I was ready to go with Rangers today. But,
Yeah, I think, that's not bad. I can see it tomorrow. I mean, it's a 4-game slate. You're going to have to throw somebody in there as an SP2. Right. I just don't see it happening. And Stroman, he's got a little pectoral issue. He didn't pitch very good in his last start in a better matchup against Kansas City. So it's weird. He seems to be the type of guy that pitches to his opponent. You know what I'm saying,
yeah.
TK? You've always had those guys. Big games, they're there, but then the games that they should do well, for some reason, they just can't. They trip.
You know what I'm looking at, Joe? I didn't actually realize this, but it's kind of interesting. Stroman's last 3 starts against Boston, 2 of them were this year. 1 was last year, but they were decent. A 20 on DraftKings, a 16, and a 25.
He's had 46 and a 37 this year. So,
that's not actually terrible. And the Red Sox, you got to figure, may end up being somewhat popular with a 5.1 projected run total. The chalk is going to be the Rangers, right? I'm assuming that the Rangers, because they've applied for 6 runs, highest on the slate. I'm assuming that's where people are going to want to go. But maybe the Red Sox get a little love too, so maybe Stroman does. At the very least, he should be very low on because he's playing Boston, right?
Well, looking into it and seeing what he's done against the Red Sox, he's probably the one guy that I'm going to, if I was paying down to pay up with my bats,
he's the only one. Yeah, I agree.
Because you think that even if he doesn't do very well, he'll get you 15.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Maybe 20.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's not like that
Right.
bad compared to,
Like Eflin could get you a
obviously
negative because the Braves have just been hot.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, I'm with you. What about? Let's talk about Dinelson Lamet, Joe. So you reminded me.
He was a wise take. He was a wise take favorite back.
He was a hero before the injury.
We liked him back in the day. He's coming off a Tommy John surgery, so you just don't know what he wants going into the Dodgers. So
here's the thing: he has played in 6 total games, but they weren't all starts, right? So his last 3 rehab games, they were in AAA, and he went 5 innings in all 3 games. He saw 20 batters, 18 batters, 21. 4 strikeouts in 5 innings, 8 strikeouts in 5 innings, 7 strikeouts. He did give up 3 home runs over that span over those 3 games. So that's AAA. It's not as dominant as he was. The strikeouts kind of look healthy. But at the same time, like, if we're not going to pitch him, you would think that the Dodgers would be an interesting offense. Because San Diego, while I do believe they have a good bullpen, lately, they've been bad. Look what the Giants are doing to him. Just like, so like, the Lamet is, I feel like there's something here I want. One of these sides. If it's either I come around on Lamet, which I don't know if I will because I kind of like Stroman, or I look at these Dodgers who outside of Bellinger and Muncy are pretty cheap, and might end up being really low owned because between Texas and Atlanta and Boston, the Dodgers might kind of get left in the shuffle. You know what I'm saying? This is just kind of lost in the mix. What are you, as a Dodger fan, knowing what you know about the way your team plays, what do you think?
Well, I mean, some of these Dodgers have to have a little bit of history against Lamet, even if it was, 2 years ago. So I remember Lamet as being like just either he was completely on, or it was a shit show. So it wasn't really anything in the middle. I just don't know tomorrow what to think of him. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know. I think that. Yeah, I know that they're pumped up in San Diego. They think this is a big 4-game series going into the break against the Dodgers, but I think they're still 15 games behind.
Well, then, like realistically though, like now that we're discussing it, like the ultimate leverage stack tomorrow is Dinelson Lamet. I mean, I'm sorry, it's the Padres, right? Like, because Ryu is going to be crazy chalk, right? Mm-hmm. And like, I don't like picking on Ryu. He's been very, very good. I know he didn't do well in his last start. That was in Coors. Nobody does well in Coors. So it's like, like throw that out the window. But like, if you mentioned the Padres are super excited about the series, they're all kind of pumped up. Machado happens to be hot right now. Like, I guess technically, like, they're the ultimate leverage play.
Oh yeah. Oh, out of all the teams tomorrow, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna go to the Padres tomorrow.
The leverage, man, it doesn't work every day, but when it does, it's glorious. I did a 5-man Toronto today against Sale, and it was just beautiful, man. It was sexy. It was just.
I mean, we were talking about it on the Y stream. I'm not into Sale at all.
Yeah. Bad umpire.
It was just not. He just faced them too, and I was just like, there was no way he was going to get his price more than anything. I didn't think he was going to get it like he did, but there was no way he was going to get a 50 or a 60 that we needed to make up for. I think the one performance that really surprised me, and it kind of, I'm not going to say, I was thinking about doing it, but. The troll job of the night was Wade Miley.
Yeah, he did. Of course, he got me good. I had a lot of Arenado. That's what I had a good night. What stopped me from a monster night was Arenado dudding like crazy. So Miley, you continue to troll me. I played Miley the last start against Seattle, and he didn't get blown up, but he couldn't strike anybody out to save his life. And then today, 5 Ks in Coors, just no problem, just boom.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those starts where I was looking at it and I'm like, he throws a lot of cutters. They don't hit the cutter very well, but it's still.
But then you're like, it's going on. It's Coors. Look at what coming to Ryu. Look what happened to Bueller. You're like, I just can't do it.
Yeah, just couldn't do it. I know. But I don't know. So back to tomorrow though. We talked about the leverage stack of the Padres and how the chalk tomorrow is probably going to be the Rangers against Griffin Canning. I think the Braves against Eflin, coming off of what they did today, 9 runs, I think that they could match it right there too with the Rangers, depending on what lineup the Rangers throw out. You're assuming that they're going to throw out their lefties. Right. They should, but you never know. I mean, it's a Thursday. I don't know. They might give some guys day off going into tomorrow. Right. Who knows? But it seems to me like Atlanta would be like, the ultimate. That would be another very, very popular. What would be the leverage pitcher? Would it be somebody like Eflin?
I think it could be Eflin. I would say Canning would probably be. I'm assuming, and I'm only assuming that the Rangers are going to be the chalk, but they're the highest projected run total. This is the best hitting park on the slate. So I guess the leverage pitcher would be Canning. A guy with strikeout upside against a shit ton of lefties that strike out a lot. So this is an interesting mix. Yeah. It's scary to think about. The Rangers do look juicy, but if you are Ryu with the Rangers is probably just going to be super popular unless because of the double pay up, maybe people will go to a cheaper team. If one of these teams are cheaper to go to, maybe they'll bail, but I don't think so. Maybe the Red Sox people.
How about the Blue Jays? The Blue Jays against Hector Velasquez, they just came off, scoring all these runs. I don't think people are going to go there. They're the cheap stack you want.
Yeah, no. They've been hot. I mean, they beat up Sale today.
And if you look at their hitters on DK, they have obviously Gurriel, Sogard, and Biggio are expensive, but Grichuk, Vlad Jr., Smoke is back now. You know what I mean? They have decent prices. Rowdy Tellez, decent. You could get a cheaper stack with the Blue Jays tomorrow against, what turns to be, somewhat of a bullpen game with Velasquez and the Red Sox. Right? I just don't. If we're searching for places to go or kind of hidden nuggets, I think Toronto would be where to go because I just don't think people will go there. Everybody's going to go to Atlanta. They'll go to Texas. They'll go to the Dodgers before they'll go to Toronto.
Yeah, no, that's true.
They probably they'll go to Boston before they'd go to Toronto.
Definitely, yeah. No, that's a good point. I could get behind the Blue Jays. I could. I definitely could.
I don't see why not. They're a young team, man. In a few years, they're going to be really good if they get any pitching at all. Yeah,
the minute Vladimir Guerrero figures out how to hit the ball in the air, the world's in trouble. That dude, he hits the ball hard. There's no question. But the guy has he has mastered the art of the ground ball. This guy is just a ground ball machine. But when he figures out that launch angle shit, the world's in trouble. All right, Joe. I think that's good. I think we covered it pretty in depth for a 4-gamer. At this point, gonna remind everybody, come check us out at wisestake.com. It's gonna be Thursday already. Wow! And then the All-Star break is here before you know it. Come rock with us. We're trying to build up some bankroll to carry us, so we can start with a solid bankroll once the break is over. Look forward to the break myself, but at the same time, I'm gonna miss the grind because the baseball grind is glorious. But come check us out. Come rock with us. Tomorrow, again, the early slate. If $2.50 all it costs to get access for a day, so that's a day pass, and you'll get access to all the content for both slates. Again, the night slate, we're just doing an article. I'll be writing it, but so I recommend if you get the day pass, try to make sure you catch the early stuff. Again, 10 a.m. Y stream. It'll be up there if you can't watch it on time. You got plenty of time. You can watch it whenever you want, as long as it's before lock. And we'll have the articles, all that good stuff. So, come check us out. Come rock with us on the 4th. Win some money. Kick back, chill, eat some food.
So that's a 7 a.m. Y
for
stream?
the West Coasters, yeah. But, they could watch it. They have time to watch it. Say you're on FanDuel and you're just going to play the 4 o'clock games. 4 o'clock Eastern, that's 1 o'clock your time?
1 o'clock.
The show will already have been done. So, whenever you wake up, you have until 1 o'clock to watch that show and build some teams for FanDuel. So, because we're going to cover all
Wow. Well, I might, who knows? I might be in the chat.
That might be the one, man. That might be the one, Joe. But come rock with us, guys. Joe, Cash Game Core. So we said Soroka with Ryu. right? Or Ryu with
Yes.
Soroka. We'll say that because Ryu is the priority. I guess like at this point we're gonna need some value more than a stud.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna go. Well, on FanDuel, I think you can fit in at least one stud.
Yeah. Who's the stud?
So I was gonna go Joey Gallo.
I do like Joey Gallo a lot. I think you could go with Joey Gallo. I think you can also go Mike Trout if you're not playing Lynn. But I prefer Gallo. Like the GPP in me just leans towards him. I just love Gallo. I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
What about value?
Let's see here. Value. Let's go with. I would probably stay in that game and go with like a Danny Santana if he's playing, or Willie Calhoun.
Okay, yeah, I could take that.
Or Delino DeShields. That's another one.
Depending on who's in there. I think on DraftKings, I think we could use Justin Smoke at 3,900 from Toronto.
Yeah, that's good.
We could probably do that. Hopefully something opens up, because as of right now, it may be hard to play those two in cash, but I'm sure there'll be some value that opens up. Top 3 pitchers overall.
Top 3 pitchers tomorrow. Number 1, Ryu. Number 2 is going to be Marcus Stroman. And number 3 is going to be Mike Soroka.
All right, I'm going to go with Stroman number 1. I'll go Ryu number 2. And I guess I'll go Soroka, play it safe for now. But Stroman right now is kind of growing on me more and more. Top 3 stacks, Joe.
Top 3 stacks tomorrow. Let's see here. Number 1 will be the Rangers. Number 2 will be the Blue Jays, and number 3 will be the Braves.
I will go for now with the Rangers. I like the Blue Jays call, Joe. I think that was really sharp. And I'll go with the Braves with you as well. Dong Watch, who's going deep.
Dong Watch tomorrow. Let's go with Gallo.
Loving it. I will go with... I'm going to go with Manny Machado. The leverage action.
I'm going to stay in that first game that I mentioned, and I'm going with Shohei Ohtani.
I like it. I will go with Freddie Freeman.
And let's see here. I'm going to go with Justin Smoke.
I love that. I was just about to say him. I'm going to... How about... All right, I'll go back to the Blue Jays again. Let's go with Kevon Biggio. Kevon Biggio.
Oh. We have there's a question in the chat about Woodruff's numbers good against Cincy. I think that game's on a different slate.
Yeah,
it's not on the 4-game slate. Yeah, it's on the early slate. There'll be some stuff. Buy a day pass, buy a monthly. Guys, tomorrow's a perfect chance, man. Join the nation. You get a week free. So tomorrow's got all the content from 7 a.m. Pacific time up until at lock of the main slate. You're gonna have content tomorrow. So tomorrow's the day to do it. 4th of July. Treat yourself.
Drop 7s on that ass.
Treat yourself to your own independence.
That's it.
Get some freedom for DFS.
That's it. Drop 7s on them. And that is going to do it for the Wise Take DFS podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up, that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on Facebook, give us a like and a share to support the Wise Take Nation. If you're watching on Twitch or Twitter, give us a follow, give us a retweet. And if you're listening to us on Podbean or iTunes, give us some 5-star reviews. Joey, anything in closing before we get up out of here?
Everybody, you have a wonderful and safe 4th of July. And remember, no matter how divided we are as a country, we are all Americans, and we should celebrate that tomorrow, no matter what.
Boom. There's some real shit from Joey. For Patio Joe, for myself, the entire Wise Take Nation, happy Independence Day, happy 4th, whatever you want to call it, and good luck.
Peace.